We Minecraft now, we into gooner shit, so let's see what this chick has to say about the fellow gooner community. Which, don't lie, you and I are both a part of fucking...
When it comes to recent and modern discourse surrounding video games, especially newer ones, the focus is often shifted to depictions of women in games. How female characters are designed, and what has changed now when we compare them to designs from older games. If you are at
Bayonetta was big, by the way.
all aware of conversations like these in online spaces like Twitter or YouTube, then you know that this is a conversation that gets very heated very fast. I have weighed in on this topic myself several times, and this is something that I like discussing.
Why I play old games, the death of Warcraft, do girls really care? Not really, censorship, again.
And giving my opinion on, because I feel like not enough women in this space feel like they can be honest. And the reason for that is exactly what I just mentioned. The conversation gets heated very fast, all sorts of labels and mean words get thrown around. It's not really something that most people want to deal with, understandably. Lucky for you guys, I don't really care, so I'm gonna say it anyway. One of the stupidest and most hollow arguments that you will hear when you bring up the fact that there has been a very obvious change in how women are depicted in video games is that you are wrong for criticizing it, and you just want female characters to fit into your hyper-femme fantasy of fuckability.
No, we want our female characters to be cool as motherfuckers. I like to play as female characters in games. Why? Because I'm not a fucking female and games are escapism. The same way I like playing as Doom guy running around killing demons because I'm not on Mars killing demons. It's the same way I like playing Stellar Blade, even though I only played the demo because I'm too cheap to buy the fucking game. To be a demon alien slaying female sex doll.
This is a real comment that I got, by the way, on my World of Warcraft
Women are allowed to look different and they don't all have to fit your hyper feminine fantasy of fuckability.
video where I talk about how Liadrin does not look like a blood elf, or how she doesn't really fit that specific, already well-established look that...
I mean, I don't know what game this is. It looks like Baldur's Gate, but I don't know. We never got into D&D. Again, too cheap to actually buy games. This looks like the three fuckers from Avatar.
We've grown accustomed to for years. One thing that is said to me over and over again whenever I bring this up is that I just want to pander to gooners, and that unless video game characters look...
I mean, why is it bad pandering to gooners? It's a big market. It's a big market, and they are either shut-ins with nothing to do with their money, so they give it to you, or they're just shut-ins and have fucking time
like
to
porn
spend
stars,
on
they're
you.
apparently not good enough for me. I find it so hypocritical and ironic that the people that accuse me of these sorts of things are the ones that are bringing this conversation into some very vulgar and sexual places. It is incredibly harmful to equate femininity to a term like fuckability. It's weird, and it suggests that presenting as more feminine is this thing that solely revolves around being more attractive to men, and that it cannot just be a thing where women express themselves in this way for the sake of expressing themselves in this way. I've already said this in my Why I Only Play Old Games video, where it's starting to feel a lot like femininity and the term in itself, especially in gaming, is becoming this like inherently evil, vulgar thing. With comments like this, my point is proven. For some reason, calling for more feminine characters that...
I mean, look at this, bro. I think this is Concord. No fucking surprise that game is no longer among the living. Rest in peace, you will never be missed. You will just be memed on for eternity. Look at this, bro. Even if I was a blue-haired fucking social activist, lesbian, gender void, non-fluid transformer, I would not look at this and say, yes, I am empowerment. Yes, good character design. Yes, go fuck yourself.
Aren't big, strong, muscular girl bosses, or haven't had their appearance visibly toned down from their real-life models, is seen as equal to asking for something really offensive and crass. Demonizing people for speaking about it is wrong. Pretending that being more drawn to conventionally attractive characters is anything but human nature is also wrong. And I do think that there are definitely things that can be unhelpful in this discussion, like that one meme that somebody made with the character from Ghost of Yotai, where they added the really exaggerated chest and said...
I mean, bro, that is too much. But yeah, she is supposed to be an old lady, so, you know.
This is made for gamers. But I see that, and I don't personally take this seriously. I actually think that this is more than likely satire.
I mean,
It's a sort of a
it
rage
is
bait
a
that
fucking
people seem to
satire.
fall for every time. I just know that Reddit had a field day with that one.
Fuck
Now,
Reddit,
first of
bro.
all, conventionally attractive does not necessarily mean sexy, but on the topic of sexy game characters, I did do a video about this very topic a while back. How do women really feel about them in games? So this is something that I actually talked
do
to my
women
mom
feel?
about as well, but
I would guess the same as me. A good-looking female character, nice, bro. It's nice for the eyes. Cool ass, bitch ass, slapping ass, motherfucker with 2 chainsaws and a fire coming out of his back. Again, a cool fucking character. So it's about the same. One is just more gunner friendly.
also just based on the comment section from that video, the thing that I've gathered is that what we really want are options. We want the option to be able to run around in a chainmail bikini or go full coverage plate armor, epic medieval
I am the one
knight
who
style.
runs in a
You know this is
chainmail
true
bikini.
even if you look at the sort of transmogs that girls do for their World of Warcraft characters. And I think that's super fair. And you know what game had options? The original Oblivion. Remember my video on censorship in the Oblivion remaster where I showed the changes in clothing and armor that were made to appear less feminine on the female body. The part about them making chests smaller, taking away the things from female bodies that
for
we
modern
literally cannot
audiences,
help
so-
having in favor of that more androgynous look. One comment that I got on that video was that it's good that they got rid of that stuff, especially the boob armor, because that didn't exist in real life and that doesn't make any sense. And you know what? That's a valid conversation to sit down and have, especially if you're going for a game with more historical accuracy in terms of
Oblivion, by the way, historically accurate. Very historically accurate, yes. Oblivion.
things like armor, and that is something that I can totally get behind. But in taking certain options away, you do just that. You take away options. You see, in the original Oblivion, not every armor set changed on female characters. The steel armor set, for example, was the exact same on both genders. But if you really wanted that weird fantasy game look for female characters with the boob armor, you could have it as well. Sure, it's not practical, but none of this is real anyway, and if we start talking about practical, how about we don't mention the glass armor and how that would fare in the real world? But the armor change, along with all of the obvious changes to make chests smaller and less apparent, or covered completely, told me
Nothing bad with the small chest.
everything that I needed to know.
Just
It
saying.
sends the message that the female body is this bad thing that we should cover up. We shouldn't bring any
Yes.
attention to it, and the only valid female characters are the ones that are fully covered and look like they could take down any man with their bare hands. And look, there are times when that sort of thing can be really cool. I love a Brienne of Tarth moment. I think that she's such a cool character. No, she wasn't traditionally feminine, and yes, she was physically way stronger than the average woman and man. But there was a story to tell there. She was an interesting character who had this alternative take on femininity. And I didn't feel like she was that way just because. There was so much meaning there. But when every single character is made to be a sort of Brienne of Tarth, it loses its meaning. It stops being interesting and special. It gets boring.
I mean, yeah, they stopped telling stories a while ago and they just started projecting themselves. Don't create a story that will serve your empowering female character. Just get that empowering female character, just a man with a pussy, and slap it into a male-centric story and expect everyone to just be okay with it. It's lazy. It's not that we, as a fandom, have anything against good written, strong, kick-ass female characters. It's that when you shove them into everything with no point of them being there and say they're just better than you fucking men. Why? Because they're female. Okay, but why? That's the question. It's not, well, they're female, so they're just better, women better.
At that point, it does feel like it's being done specifically to send some kind of message. It's actually insanely ironic just how conservative the standards have gotten when it comes to female game characters, especially in things like the Oblivion remaster, for which, funny enough, I got called a conservative for pointing it out. But people were praising the changes made in the remaster as if the original Oblivion was somehow this hypersexual game with a lot of focus on the female body, a gooner game, if you will. But it wasn't. For me pointing out that there was nothing wrong with this, I got labeled all sorts of things. And honestly, real talk, if you have a problem with this, then I don't see you as any different than the bottom feeders from over at 4chan who come into my comment section and say things like, I'm prostituting myself for views when I wear a lower cut top in the video. You guys are two sides of the same coin. In trying to tone down female characters and then having
to digest
visceral
her
reactions
yapping.
when a studio makes a character in a more
Now, now I have a bone to pick with Marvel Rivals. I have a bone to pick with that fucking game. I so have a bone to pick with that fucking game. These are Gunner characters, yeah, but they are boring Gunner characters. The porn is not that good, believe it or not, for those who happen to just stumble on it already. It's not that good. Yeah, this chick. Yeah, she's pleasant to look at. Sure. But again, it's not big Gunner. It can be better. Just the characters are boring. Like these three might as well be a skin for the same character. This is Emma Frost, I think. This is Sue, and this is someone completely different. They might as well all be the same character, as far as I'm concerned. They're just boring. Overwatch had an okay character design back in the day. Yeah, like I look at this, and yeah, it's pleasant to look at, but it's. I bumped the mic, but it's nothing interesting.
Revealing outfit, what we're actually ending up with are easily forgettable and generally
Yeah, nah. This is Abby. This is the chick from the Horizon games. Don't know. And this one you would think I would know because God chicks rule, but I don't know. And this just looks like a bad parody, bro. This looks like Jackie Chan with a wig. Not even a wig, bro. I don't know.
Generally,
I don't know who that is.
Designs for female characters. It's kind of like studios are afraid to make more appealing female characters. Again, easily forgettable.
Yes, they are.
A lot of effort put into
This is Concord again. Rest in hell, my friend.
Their design. But even going away from like the revealing outfits conversation, I don't think that an appealing female character needs to have a super revealing outfit.
Yeah.
A character that I always bring up in these conversations is Jade from Beyond Good and Evil. She definitely has a more alternative take on femininity. She's more of a tomboy, shorter hair, unconventional color lipstick, but she sticks with you.
Was Lara, yes.
Her. It's a
back in the
character
day,
that's appealing not because she's this really sexy, hyper-feminine being, but she clearly is a female character that was designed by a person who has a positive attitude towards women. And that really shines through. She is strong in ways that don't necessarily mean that she has to be super jacked and she can wield a warhammer, but she's smart, and that's part of gameplay. You are encouraged to find ways other than physical fighting to progress, and she does a really good job with all of that. I've kind of gone from making female characters less sexualized.
I mean, again, no problem with suspension of disbelief that with the Tomb Raider remakes, you are a somewhat average built British lady that can heal from bullet wounds with her British powers and all of that, but you take on actual undead demons in like freezing mountains in the middle of fucking nowhere. I played through all two. I still haven't finished Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but to the two remakes, the original and the Rise of the Tomb Raider, with only a bow on the hardest difficulty. I had no problem killing everyone, just jumping, surviving shit. It was fun. No problem with random British chick killing people. Suspension of disbelief, yeah, but sure, bro, it's me killing them, so,
to making them super bland. More and more I find that female characters are turning into background character number 4. And it is in part because we're on this really weird crusade against these elusive gooners that seem to be ruining everything. I don't know why I should care that somebody, God forbid, is attracted to one of my favorite female characters. Like, that's none of my business, really. It doesn't affect me that somebody's over there, like, drooling over a particular character.
And
but I'm enjoying it.
We also get fan art from the guy drooling. He either draws it or commissions it. So that's good, actually.
Games are meant to be fun. Part of the fun are appealing game characters, because then you have cosplayers who take on the character and show their interpretation of it. And cosplay is such a great thing, in my opinion, because it really is open to everybody, no matter your race, no matter what shape or size you are, no matter what your background is. I remember seeing this TikTok from a plus-size creator who was cosplaying a character from the anime One Piece. Don't quote me on that because I haven't watched One Piece, but I believe she was cosplaying Boa Hancock. Somebody in her comments said, well, actually, you look more like this character and you probably should have done this cosplay instead.
Probably the Big Mama character. I forgot her name. I watched only like episode, I think, 1037 on Discord. First like 3 minutes of it. And it was just recaps. So I don't really know, but I think there is a big like mama character that eats or kills people. I don't know, bro. No problem, bro. cosplay whoever the fuck you want.
Again, I don't watch
It's fun.
anime, I haven't watched One Piece, so I'm not sure exactly who they were referring to.
She doesn't watch anime. Boo, boo, boo. Violation warning. The landscape life is flagged for hate speech and... love TikTok, bro. Okay, back to being a React Andy and just watching videos.
But I know that the character that they brought up is fat. The creator responded by saying, just because I'm plus-sized does not mean I always have to cosplay fat characters. And yeah,
Second
she
that.
is
I second
100% right, because that's not what cosplay is. This idea that attractive characters are somehow harmful and they're not for everybody is absurd. Deep down, all of us want to look good. For me, like, that's part of the appeal of cosplay, getting a character who's really attractive, dressing up as this character, and seeing myself in that character. Appealing game characters inspire people, no matter what they look like or who they are, to come up with something, their own interpretation of said character. This whole thing of not appealing to someone's fantasy or the male fantasy in the long run is actually perpetuating an unhealthy...
Again, the male fantasy is just fantasy. It's just fantasy, motherfucker. Just I don't know, bro. I hope woke just,
attitude
you know,
towards women. Not allowed to have
just
attractive
settles down.
characters because the
Just-
gooners might like them. Blaming attractive female characters because men are attracted to them. Just think about
Woohoo.
that for 1 second. At the end of the day, there is a conversation to be had here, absolutely, but the gooner game argument is unproductive, unintelligent, and it does way more harm than good. There is this idea that women somehow cannot have this opinion that I'm expressing in this video, and that if we say these things, we're just pandering to somebody, because
well, yes, bro, you are pandering to your male audiences and to everyone with the common sense. How dare you pander to people with common sense? Shame on you, you wretched harlot. We will burn you at the stake because you is a witch.
how could I possibly form this original opinion without your permission?
Women think? Not on my watch.
Video games
Burn
are
her.
art. Video game characters are art. It's also valid to
I mean,
criticize the art for very
in
obviously
today's days,
approaching female
not really,
character
but, you know.
design with this caution against the gooners that in actual fact is creating a hostile attitude towards femininity. Whatever side of this argument you're on, you are entitled to your own opinion. You don't have to agree with me. One thing that I will stand very firmly on is that equating femininity, just the simple concept of femininity without sexual attraction, without all of that, equating it to something really vulgar and using terms like fuckability and gooner game, especially when you're shown examples of something really tame and just like elements that women really cannot help having. When you use such harsh language to describe all of that, you are part of the problem. That's my take on the situation.
Yes.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
She a woman, so her opinion doesn't matter.